How you doing, everybody? What's going on out there in internet land? This way, that way. Jenny Satori Davis here. Welcome to Jenny Satori Healing. I hope you're doing super duper fabulous. Whatever fabulous looks like to you. I mean, we have varying degrees of fabulousness based on individuals. Yeah, individuals. You're allowed to be one. Don't let anybody tell you different. It's so important that we take a look at our uniqueness, because I think it's important for things such as self-worth and self-actualization, you know. And I feel that when people are just trying to, conform and be like others, especially those that they admire, then there's the most discontent. You know, we're at risk for depression, anxiety, etc., because we're not expressing ourselves as an individual with unique likes and dislikes and qualities, you see. So, and bear with me because, I think spirit is just front and center right now. So we'll just roll with it, baby. But yeah, I think that it's hard for everyone, I've been saying it for a while now, and I have found that there are many others whom I admire who also feel that way, that there's just too many opinions out there, and it is just crumbling everyone's individual senses and creating this just this unsettling feeling for so many people. They just don't know what's true anymore. They don't know what's best for them anymore. And so to find one's own voice and find one's own light is a gift, and it's helpful, and it won't hurt anyone. It'll help others around, because when we have our own light to shine, we are just glowing from the inside out, and it's polarizing. It's catchy. But a lot of people are not following this. They're not saying that. They're not being truthful, I think, with themselves, whereas they may even be saying the words. They may be saying, be yourself. I mean, everybody says it. Everybody says that, but who are you? I posed this question some time ago about who are you? Who are you when you're not emoting so much? Who are you when you are not identifying with the part of yourself that thinks it has to be this way or that. Who are you then when we remove? And I hesitate to say ego. I'm not into that term. And the reason is because I think that the term is used very often inappropriately, where it's like you're bad because you have an ego. They have a huge ego. So ego, in many senses of that word, is about people feeling way too good about themselves or something, which I don't know. It's all debatable, but in spirituality, there are some people who use the word ego appropriately, properly, but then it's not taken that way. It's taken out of context, or not even put into enough context that people understand what they're really trying to say when they say the word ego. It's not that you have a huge ego and think so highly of yourself. It's not, at least in my regard, when I would refer to ego, it's simply about our thinking minds, okay? Not about you're too big for your britches type personality. I would probably refer to that as narcissistic rather than ego. You have a big ego. So, for lack of a better way, we're going to say that, the ego, the thinking mind, does a very good job of putting on airs, and saying to itself and perhaps to others that they are perfectly content, they have all they need, and never to switch from that showing, that state of being in front of others. Um, it's just this thing that our thinking minds do. We're all conditioned to seem like we're just fine all the time, and it's just getting everybody into more trouble because we're not giving people permission to be real and true. And this is why, as much as, yeah, maybe my ego, sometimes my thinking mind goes, Jenny, why the hell did you share that with all those people? But man, is it very, very, I don't know. It's very freeing, I guess is the word, to share all your truths, even the really embarrassing ones or the ugly ones, or whatever it is. And what I'm referring to is one of my blog posts several years back. I don't know how long it's been, maybe 5 years now. I don't know, but I'm always doing something like that, and it's because I want to be authentic. And it's funny because it's not an ambitious thing. It shouldn't be. We should just be. And it's, but in this world and in this scenario, in this world, and especially, as I've talked about, if you're in the spiritual industry, you can definitely be looked down upon depending on what you share with the world. Mm-hmm. So, long story short, or as I always do, short story long, excuse me. Um, yeah, I shared a blog post and I just talked about some of the things I've been through in my life. And it was quite a bit of things, but believe it or not, it was only a small piece of what I've experienced in my life. You know, I am 45, in case people are always wondering. Uh, but my entire life, I've always been sort of underestimated, or I'm not sure what the word is, and it's always been I'm too small, I'm too young, um, uh, and like you, I'm sure you've been judged, right? And that's what it is. I've been judged no matter what, blonde hair and boobies, or that, I worked in the corporate world, for instance, for a very long time, and I became the youngest supervisor in my company. And no one could believe that I did this, from my own actions, without some leg up because I did this or did that with one of the male upper managers or something. It was, heartbreaking to me that, I wasn't viewed as someone who was capable. Yes, I was like 23 or so. So, a young blonde girl with large boobies. And yeah, obviously she slept her way to the top. And, that just wasn't so. And I use that example to say that this is what, happens sometimes. Sometimes, and I realized that as that's just one example of something, but I realized as my life has progressed that I had carried some anger towards that. Like, why is it that I've had to work twice or thrice as hard as my male counterpart, you know, or, you know, I mean, there's just so many different things we can take from that. But my point is, I believe in being authentic and showing sides. I mean, I've cried. I've cried on these videos. Well, once, but I did it once on one of my shows. Um, and you'll get all sorts of people with all sorts of theories, and it's amazing what people come up with when you show raw emotion. And quite frankly, I think sometimes it's very telling to where they're coming from and who they are. It's like it can't just be that people have emotions. It's got to be some sort of motives there, or and it's like it's very sad, but anyway, not the point here. I think that for me, since my father passed, and it truly did sort of break me in areas, in my heart. Um, we were very close, but his gift to me was that I realized that I had to do more, for myself. I had to free myself. And so that was another portion that I've been able to evolve through, and that's what it's about. When people ask about why bad things happen to good people, uh, it's absolutely to be able to expand um, spiritually, to get deeper, fuller perspectives of life, And let's do the coffee. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, and I'm not quite sure what I said, you'll have to remind me. No. I think that it's only fair to mention that I haven't been available a lot lately. I have been wrapped in quite a bit. First of all, my day job, which isn't really a day job, believe me. And then my spiritual job. I've been blessed to be able to meet and share energy with a good number of people now since I've been on YouTube here, and there's so much learning to be had. It's amazing that, and believe me, make no mistake, when you think you're helping people, and there are some people that get this superiority complex, and excuse me, I'm always touching my boobies. I'm just one of those people. But anyway, um, people get these superiority complexes where they are, it like pumps them up, to be seemingly in the position of authority, where it's like, oh, I'm looking down at you peasants, and because I have more answers for you, just come and I will give you these very important answers, and it's like, those are people that really need the evolution to start really becoming something other than that shell that the ego produces, that putting on a show thing that I was talking about. But anyway, I digress. Uh, to me, it's very humbling when really going deep and helping others, because you're almost always going to find an aspect, a position, um, a point of view that mirrors you. And it's going to challenge you if you're looking for it. It's going to challenge you and tell you, look, this person is showing parts of you as well. Did you know that you were like that? It'll show you, and so when you're helping that person, you're going to start helping yourself too, and then you'll find solutions, because our desire to help others oftentimes is stronger than our desire to help ourselves. It's just amazing. So sometimes spirit puts it this way instead. Yeah. But so those are two things, busy on. And then the other is, oh my gosh. And I don't want to talk about it too much just yet, because I'm still in the middle of it, in the midst of it. And, but I am just doing, some people call it shadow work, you know, um, and some people call it shaman's death, and some people call it the dark night of the soul. But And before you send cards and letters, it's something I'm doing on purpose. It is an actual, it's not a, I hate to call it a course because it's not. Like it's just so, holy moly, let's just, there I'm doing something that's just so amazing. um and I've had so much magic and momentum, and so I will add more about that when I am good and ready. But for now, I mean, it's just to bring up, yeah, this is life, and this is all the things that I'm doing, and there's more, of course. There's always more. There's, but um, some people get upset, and they're, oh, she doesn't really give a crap about me. She doesn't answer, or she, and that's not true at all, at all, at all, at all. But um, I have to take my time and do things that I feel called to do, and I'm doing the me thing as much as I'm doing the other guy's things. So anyway, we did an awful lot of talking, and I'm sorry, but that's all you'll get today from me. Uh, it's, you know, and I'm not even sure this will make the YouTube airways. But I just think that it's important to be free and share your happenings, good, bad, or otherwise. I've always talked about that, and it's not to put down people and say phony baloney, but there are a lot of people that are living this way. And I've said it many, many years, especially on social media. It's nothing is what it seems. We all put our best face on, and the problem with that, there are people sitting there going, when you've got all these filters going on, and there's people that could be sitting there just torn apart over the fact that they will never look like that, you know. And it's not that you have to get on your Facebook and have curlers and and what do you call it? Face masks or whatever. I mean, for, I can't think of the word, but I think you know what I mean. Cold cream or something like that on your face. It doesn't mean that, but I just think it's, again, about being real, and if you're struggling and you have, bouts of anxiety or whatever, why not share that? Because I'm telling you, people everywhere are looking around and going, why am I not normal? Why am I not normal? And it's because others aren't brave enough to say that they're going through this or that. And so we're all thinking we're not normal. You know what? It's an all thing. We're all going, why am I not normal? Yet you are. You are, and I'm going to leave you with that, whatever normal is. But I mean, well, everybody's thinking, I am just a weirdo. And that's true. I am. But in a negative sense, in that because I have this or because I have that, and I don't see anyone else that feels this way or looks this way or um, talks this way, and it's like, yeah, they're there. They just are too afraid to show their true selves. And that's making everybody this in the same state. So it's just time to come out, even if you're not gay. But yeah, if you are gay, yeah. But it's time to come out. And I think that's what this period is all about, 2020 or whatever. In my opinion, it's pretty much like, well, what the hell? You might as well do it, you know? So that's my words of wisdom, which are probably not mine, but it's time to come out of that conditioning where you think that you have to be perfect all the time and never, ever, ever share you, the real you. We need more real yous. All right. So sorry if this wasn't very, very interesting or whatever, but I loved it. I always follow what it is I'm supposed to say. All right. So I will see you next time. And until next time, many, 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 many bright blessings. Bye now.